What's up, foodies? This is episode 5 of Grab a Bite. I'm your host, Gio Kawachi. Internet sensation and TikTok Awards finalist Jujumao joins us for this episode. He'll share his story of going viral, reveal his recipe for success, and give us a peek into his future plans. We'll also meet his team that helps him make these fun contents. Foodies, relax, enjoy, and grab a bite with Jujumao. Hey foodies, welcome back to Grab a Bite, and our episode today is going to be fun. Definitely sobrang fun kasi excited ako makasama to. Content creator to sa ating podcast and matagal ko nang inaantay to. So guys, let's all welcome Jujumao in the Grab a Bite podcast. Ayun siya pa yung buong grupo. Yung studio audience, excited.
The boys at the back.
So yeah, the boys at the back. What's up? So Jujumao, kumusta?
Yes, thanks for having me.
I'm excited that you're here. Sobrang,
super excited to be here then.
Grabe. I mean, madami akong gusto itanong sa'yo. Madami akong questions. And I'm really excited kasi for this time, for this episode, ma-highlight namin kung ano yung ginagawa mo aside from your food. At the same time, we'll get a chance for your viewers to get to know you more. Diba? And your team behind you. Kasi ako, feeling ko, iniisip ng mga tao, mag-isa ka lang lagi. But, today, we'll give, we'll know your team. Yeah, we'll give a spotlight to your team. Kasi, guys, makulit yung team niya. Mukhang masaya yung team niya. So, bibigyan natin sila ng time later.
We're high school friends trying to figure things out.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Speaking of high school friends, so, gano'n na kayo katagal ng team mo? Like,
first, kasi I have two people in my team.
Okay.
So, one is Matt and the other is Iggy.
okay.
And kasi just a bit of a background, we've been together more than, ilang years na ba? 8 years?
No,
way too long.
10.
Okay.
I like that.
You know the feeling na parang, you can't believe na college was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I've been with them ever since second year high school.
Second year
back
high
in our school. And then, first I got Matt around 7 months ago, 8 months ago. And then, Iggy followed afterwards. So, Matt is my assistant and cam ops. And then, Iggy is my creative producer tsaka cam ops din.
Nice, okay. So, basically, saya ng feeling na yung barkada mo rin yung team mo, no?
Yeah.
Kamusta? So, feeling ko, laging wala. Buti may nagagawa kayo. Feeling ko,
I mean,
feeling ko kung barkada ko yung team ko, wala kang magagawa.
Hindi, pero actually, it's a struggle sometimes kasi makwento talaga kami, maingay talaga kami before shoots. Pero we sort of made like a system din. Kunyari, kailangan seryoso talaga yung usapan. May code kami. Pero I'm not allowed to like say it kasi medyo cancelable yung cancelable yung code namin. Pero yun, we were able to I guess it's I won't say like a double-edged sword. Parang may pros and cons din.
Pros and cons, yeah.
Yeah, kasi syempre like you're very comfortable with your friends. Mas madaling communication and stuff. But at the same time, like when you're working with friends kasi parang may tendency also na parang mas lax yung atmosphere, gano'n.
Definitely, oh.
Yeah, pero I think we've had like a couple of hiccups along the way, but I think lately we've been pretty solid naman.
Mukha naman, yung mga contents are, solid yung contents. You've been doing great content so far. You've been releasing amazing contents. Kaya nga, I would say na considered that you've one of the Filipino internet sensation right now in terms of food. Before we go deep dive into everything, the process and stuff, medyo tedious yun, feeling ko mamaya. I just have a few questions just to kick things off, So what's your favorite food?
Favorite food? Like Filipino food or like just...
Let's start with your Filipino food.
Filipino food. I always say this, it's kinilaw.
Kinilaw?
Kinilaw is my favorite. And then next is sinigang.
Sinigang.
Like, I would say they're on equal level. Para may isang raw and one cooked.
Okay. So for kinilaw and sinigang, for kinilaw, ano yun? Anong kasing kinilaw? Yes. Do you have a specific na kinikilaw na isda?
Kinilaw. Kasi recently, like my whole life, I really loved like yung kinilaw ng Manila. So that's yung usual na vinegar, fish. And then recently, we had a trip to Cagayan de Oro.
Okay, that sounds
where
interesting.
I got to taste like yung legit na kinilaw.
Okay.
And it changed my life. As in, changed the life of me and my team. As in, we didn't know na ganun pala kasarap yung It totally different yung pagkakatimpla niya. Like, it's not cooked in the vinegar. They use tuba. Tuba. And then they also have this thing called tabon-tabon and biyasong. And sobrang iba talaga. Like, for me, I think a lot of people from Manila should get to know yung Cagayanon na kinilaw.
How is it iba? Like, could you describe it? Na paano siya iba?
I guess, kasi usually when you make Manila kinilaw, what you do is, di ba, parang hinugasan mo siya muna with vinegar.
Suka, yes.
and then you want to really cook the fish in the vinegar. So usually the fish ends up parang medyo bleached. And then
Very light yung color niya.
yeah, very light yung color niya. And then we use calamansi. Calamansi is very good, like don't get me wrong. But over in CDO, they use this thing called biasong. Or CDO, they call it suha.
Okay.
So it's very similar to like a kaffir lime.
Okay.
So it's very fragrant. Like one of the first notes whenever you taste the kinilaw is yung that hit of like just that floral, lemony, citrusy scent. And then
So parang flowery or herby yung unang
yes, very like perfumey.
Okay.
Basically. And then instead of using like a really strong white vinegar, they use tuba, which is a bit sweet. So parang
Sarap to ba eh?
konting-konting parang halos walang asim yung
So hindi siya sobrang acidic?
Hindi siya acidic
Okay.
at all. But then everything seems to work well together. Parang very naka-addict siya.
Okay, interesting yun. I haven't tried I love kinilaw too. I love kinilaw. Mahilig ako sa kinilaw. Pero hindi ko pa na-try yung So hopefully makapunta tayong CDO and get to try that.
Yes, you should try it definitely. Kasi I think kinilaw in general, it's a very underrated Filipino food.
It is. I have to agree with that. Kasi normally ang na feature is what? Adobo,
kare-kare.
Sisig, kare-kare,
Sisig,
diba?
diba?
But I think kinilaw is, kung meron man Filipino dish na talagang ginagawa ng mga Pinoy talaga noon, feeling ko kinilaw talaga yun.
It is kasi there was this research, nabulol. There was this research that came out even before like Spanish influence, people in Butuan City were already making kinilaw. So it was seen in like yung mga cave paintings, like recent archaeological finds na kinilaw was actually being made like way before pa.
Yeah, speaking of nasabi mo, tabon-tabon kanina, di ba? Na-try
Yes.
din namin yun. I think, yung mga natives na ginagamit. Pero I'm really fascinated kung paano nila paano nila naisip na gamitin yung tabon-tabon na yun, di ba?
Okay, kasi when you taste it, parang medyo mapakla siya.
Parang siyang astringent eh.
Parang anesthesia siya.
Yun, parang anesthesia yung yan, di ba? So, hindi ko alam kung paano nila naisip na gamitin yun. Tsaka mukha siyang balls.
Yeah, mukha siyang brain kapag
Brain pagbukas, pero mukha siyang balls pag sarado.
Matigas na balls.
Matigas na.
Sorry.
Okay. What do you call this? Pag sinigang naman, ano yung mo?
Pag sinigang, for me, favorite ko talagang seafood sinigang.
Seafood.
Like salmon, sinigang sa salmon. Sa miso.
Sa miso, sa miso.
How about you? What's your,
Pork kami.
Pork sinigang.
Pork sinigang,
Yeah.
pork.
I mean, you can't beat pork. Classic yun.
Pork. And also, ito for me underrated pero feeling ko hindi talaga gusto ng mga tao to eh. Tawag dito yung sinigang sa bayabas. Bangus na sinigang sa bayabas.
Sinigang sa bayabas. I've had it siguro like once in my life.
Yeah.
It's good.
Tapos sa amin kasi, ang ginagawa sa house namin, sinigang na bangus sa bayabas. Tapos ang kapartner niya, binagoongan.
Binagoongan.
So basically, yun yung parang sauce mo. Basically, may binagoongan ka pa rin, pero parang yung binagoongan, yun yung parang patis mo dun sa
Ay, pampaalat niya.
Pampaalat mo dun sa bangus. Which is,
sounds good.
Masarap siya. I remember nag-US ako before. Pagbalik ko dito, yun agad ang una kong hinanap sa lola ko. Request ko sa kanya na.
Binagoongan with sinigang. Sige, try namin. Sige, pakinote.
Bayabas. Pero,
credit G.
tag nyo, pag ginawa nyo. Tag nyo. Next, comfort food naman. Let's talk about your comfort food.
Comfort food. Century. If it wasn't obvious by now, it's gonna sound wrong, but I really love eggs. Eggs talaga. As in, kung wala akong maisip na lutuin, rice and egg lang talaga.
Sunny side up, boiled.
So it doesn't matter, like any eggs.
Any egg.
And I switch it up from time to time. So kunyari, yesterday I did scrambled eggs. Next day naman, sunny side up, poached, pati century egg with rice, konting ketchup. Yun lang, simple lang.
That's a weird combo.
Yeah.
Century egg and ketchup?
Medyo weird, pero trust me, masarap siya.
Really?
I mean, when you're hungry enough, everything tastes good.
Well, that's true.
Diba?
Okay, so you heard it here first. Mahilig si Jujumao sa egg.
I love eggs. All shapes and sizes.
All shapes and sizes. Kayo na mag-interpret na na. Wala kami sinasabi. Walang mali siya. So kayo na mag-interpret na. Did you go to culinary school prior to doing this content? Or basically just like you do your own research and you're basically a home cook?
Yeah, I get that comment a lot na parang people keep on asking me, did I ever take culinary? And the answer is no, I've never taken culinary. Like, wala akong culinary background whatsoever. But although I did work in a kitchen before, it was my first job graduating from college.
Talaga?
Yeah.
So you've had a culinary training rin since you've worked in the kitchen.
Yes.
So how long did you work in the kitchen?
I worked, I guess, for about a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yes. Tama. Year and a half.
Where is that? Pwede mo bang
First, yeah, sure, for
Okay.
sure. I worked first in Seda Hotel.
Okay.
So, nung una kasi, kasi yung course ko is parang business, parang
Okay.
management. Then, na-assign ako before sa finance department.
Okay.
And, parang for me, I was like, maybe parang corporate isn't for me masyado. Like, I mean, numbers are okay, but para I wanted to explore. Kasi cooking has always been my passion ever since I was young. So, I asked my big boss at that time if I can cross-train sa kitchen. So that's where I got my initial experience, and then eventually I ended up in City of Dreams. And then I stayed there for quite some time. And then, yeah, that's where I got most of my culinary knowledge. But although I had kitchen experience, most of my, yung talagang yung where I got most of like my inspiration from talaga is just from YouTube, honestly. YouTube, TikTok. It's an online boy ako eh. As in, before sleeping, yun talaga yung pastime ko, just watching my favorite content creators make their dishes. So, yeah, that's where I got most of like my knowledge sa culinary.
So basically, YouTube Academy.
YouTube Academy,
TikTok Academy.
Yeah.
Sa pagdating sa... Pero that's interesting I mean, I don't think may article or anything na nagsabi na nag-work ka sa kitchen before. So anyway. But yeah, that's quite interesting kasi especially coming from finance background or like business, buti pinayagan ka mag-transition.
I think kasi medyo makulit ako.
Well, that kind of makes sense kung bakit technically may technique ka pag nasa kusina ka.
Yes.
Kasi I mean, the reason kung ba't nila ina-ask siguro yun is nakikita na may technique ka.
Yeah, may konting science na.
Yes, kumbaga may idea ka sa ginagawa mo.
Yeah.
Nothing to bash against other content creators, pero malalaman mo kasi yung mga ibang home cooks talaga, na home cooks lang sila. But nothing against them. Diba?
Yeah.
It's just that, ganun talaga.
That's true. But at the same time, just to be transparent, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. Like, siguro I'd say like about 40% of the time. Pero talaga, that's why I always, although I worked in the kitchen, I always attribute it to YouTube and like the rest, like online watching lang. Kasi if I don't know something, I'll search it up, practice it, and then that's how I apply it. So,
I mean, to everyone who's listening na most likely culinary student, siguro sabihin ko lang hack, kasi galing akong culinary school, came from CSB. So,
okay, nice.
Sabihin ko isang hack is that yung kusina kasi, kaya mo siya matutunan even outside of school. Okay? Nothing against the schools or anything. Opinion ko lang naman to.
Actually,
pero kaya mo siya matutunan eh.
Tama. Like a lot of the chefs that I've talked to, whenever they're asked like, what's your opinion on culinary school? I guess I would say about 70% of them say na best way to, to if you want to get into the restaurant industry, just work in a kitchen.
Yeah, totoo.
Like I said, just intern muna.
Agree.
Yeah. Parang kasi there are some people like our friend who used to work for like Toyo Eatery. He was like, I studied culinary school, but once I got into the kitchen, he was like, forget everything you know
it's a different ballgame.
Yeah,
it's
diba?
Very different. I mean, advantage na may idea ka sa culinary kasi you get the terms.
Yes.
Kung baga naiintindihan mo, pag sinabi lang ng chef, let's say as a French term, maiintindihan mo. But the thing is, it's a different ballgame. Iba yung diskarte sa kusina, iba yung galawan.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, it's literally different from school.
Yeah, tama.
Advantage lang doon. Yun nga lang advantage mo. May idea ka. But then again, it doesn't make you great.
Yeah, that's true. And like basic skills, I mean, you need them naman talaga.
Yeah, totoo.
Like for me, I think culinary school is still really useful pa naman.
Have you noticed na parang daming celebrities, ang daming content creators are getting into culinary school. And for some reason, daming celebrities.
Yeah. Si Joshua Garcia, diba?
One is yung pinakamainit ngayon is Joshua Garcia. But the thing is, a lot of celebrities and even I think influencers are going into culinary school, di ba?
Yeah.
They doing it to get into the food content scene na rin. Kasi feeling ko parang ang daming taong tumatalon sa food content scene ngayon.
That's true. Actually, interesting that you brought that up because that's always been something that's kind of been like bugging my mind. Kasi most of it, kunyari, like these big celebrities, like not just in the Philippines but even in the US.
Yeah.
Parang after like their music career, after their acting career, parang they get into food.
Cooking shows, no?
Yeah, cooking shows, diba? Parang they release their cookbook and stuff. Parang, is it because like a lot of brands are in food? Or is it because parang...
Passion ba talaga nila?
Passion, ganun. So parang even me, I can't personally answer that kasi parang nagugulahan pa ako eh.
Diba?
Like, yeah. Pero it's okay, I appreciate it. Like I love that everyone is getting like appreciating food content.
That's true.
Cooking, yeah.
And I think para sa akin it's also good kasi we as like human beings should know how to cook for ourselves at least. At least we should know how to cook for ourselves man lang. So it's a basic skill na well, not advocating, pinupush ko na sana marunong tayo lahat, di ba?
Tama.
But yeah, it's a good question, no? Sana ka magkaroon ng research regarding that.
Yeah. Baka bite-sized ka na, no? Host like a study of...
Pwede, no? Tangatin mga celebrities. Joshua Garcia, pag gumagawa ng holidays. But the thing is, with the food right now, nagbo-boom siya, especially yung pandemic, not just in terms of content. Nagkaroon pa nga tayo ng, di ba, yung, what do you call this, yung kay Chef Chico.
Yeah.
That was
Samuel
a good series. Yeah, that was a good series, diba? So at least nagkakaroon na tayo kumbaga ng ganun types of content outside basically just food.
Yes.
I mean, The Bear. Do you watch The Bear?
Yeah, I watch The Bear. I love The Bear.
Love The Bear, right?
Yeah,
so ang ganda. Nagkakaroon na ng ganung exposure for the food scene. Pero yun nga, napapaisip lang dito, bakit lahat ng celebrities parang tumatalon sa...
I think it's also like the influx din, like yung The Bear, tapos The Menu.
The Menu,
yung mga movies na ganun, diba? Parang dami lately, like shows related to food.
Also, yung Hunger.
I haven't watched it yet.
Netflix is Hunger.
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, pero I've heard of it.
Yeah, so... Wala, ang ganda. I mean, it's very promising sa food scene natin right now.
Yeah.
Diba?
And I think it's good na a lot of people like are getting to know these, like are exposed to these shows, these things kasi parang mas nagiging open yung mga Filipinos to different cuisines.
Yes.
Different parang kasi I think before like say like 5 years ago, the culinary scene wasn't like this. Filipinos weren't as open
That's true.
to like
Agree.
different mga cultures, like different cuisines. So at least now parang mas namumulat na sila.
Pre-pandemic, tasting menus were not a thing. It was literally for the rich. But as you notice now, madami ng tasting menus that are popping.
Yeah, even like yung mga budget tasting menus.
Yeah, I know. Nagulat ako na meron tasting menu, less than 2K, meron na.
Yeah, meron.
6 courses, 8 courses, di ba? Samantala nung pre-pandemic, pag sinabi mong 8 courses, ganyan, more 4 or 5K above.
Yeah.
Di ba? So I think nagwa-widen na rin yung palette itself in general. Yeah. And yeah, like your content is mostly, I would say, other cuisines, diba? Is it more like I like to do this cuisine for me, or it's more of like I want to do this so that I could show this to to my viewers na Pinoy?
Yeah, I guess, both. Like I would say, very Atenean answer. Both. It's not one or the other. Parang for me, it works both ways kasi, ever since before, kasi I mean I didn't grow up to like masyadong not too well off naman. Like we were okay, but one of the things that I've always like whenever I think of going to another country, I always think of like the food scene. And ever since I was young, I would watch like Asian Food Channel, Lifestyle Network, and I was seeing all of these like weird mga dishes from around the globe. And I was like, I want to try it so bad, but I can't. I don't have the money to like go all the way to that country. So that's why even at a young age, I was already experimenting with the stuff that I would see on TV. Kunyari, I remember at like when I was like 5, like not 5, mga 9 years old, I watched a segment about natto in Japan.
Yeah.
And at the time, like no Filipino knew about natto too much. But I really wanted to try it so bad. So I remember going parang before pa ata sa may Little Tokyo, there was yung mga Japanese groceries. So I was bugging my parents to bring me there so that I could try like natto. Ganon. It's a way for me to experience like other countries. Parang bringing the travel to me, diba? Parang ganon. So that's why I really got into it. Kasi parang I'm like, okay, I can't go to this country right now, but without going there, I can try their food.
Yeah, hopefully with this food, may experience mo rin kung yung nasa country na yan.
Ganun. And parang for me, like, kasi, my format's very, like, fast-paced, very, parang tak, ganun, diba? Parang, I wanted my content kasi to be a way na to expose people in an entertaining way. Parang, it's not necessarily, okay, outright teaching them the recipe of, like, different cultures. But, when you see something, like, kunyari, I post a video about like what's a really like obscure dish, like recently I made like this Malaysian dish called ayam percik, which is like a roasted chicken with this like parang curry like gravy. And then parang when you first watch it, parang even though it's something totally foreign to you, parang mapipeak yung interest mo eh.
Yes, totoo.
And parang that's what I want to achieve. It's like just to pique the interest of people na parang, there's so much more like food around the world that that's really good and
should be
something
explored.
that should be explored, diba?
Yeah.
Welcome to Flavors of the Region, where we take you to delicious culinary spots here in the Philippines. Tara, let's explore Tagaytay, Batangas, Bacolod, Iloilo, Pampanga, Quezon City, and Davao. Kain tayo!
Catch all the episodes of Flavors of the Region on our YouTube channel, BitesizedPH. What kick-started your love for cooking?
I guess it would be my lola kasi she's Kapampangan.
Oh.
And ever since I was young talaga, parang cooking has always been kind of like parang culture sa family namin. Parang my lola would teach me parang how to grate corn, yung mga ganun. And you know how Kapampangans are very passionate about their cooking.
Yeah, traditional majority.
Parang sila yung Italians ng Philippines. Ganun.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Tsaka I think for Kapampangans, or I think in Pinoy family in general, yung pagluluto part yun ng family natin, bonding. Kumbaga.
Tama, yeah.
Especially sa mga lola. I think yung mga lola natin dyan, for sure. Lahat tayo naturuan ng something regarding regarding...
They're the real master chefs.
Actually, sa kusina, di ba? Walang tatalo sa luto ng mga lola natin.
Like even parang sometimes I recreate the same recipe. Kaya she gives me like, okay, kailangan this amount of corn, this amount of chicken stock, ganun. Pero even if it's the same exact recipe, iba pa rin yung labas ng
Totoo.
luto nila.
Pag siya gumawa. Would you say na yung lola mo yung naging inspiration mo to be a chef or a cook?
I guess she was my initial inspiration. Yeah.
Siya yung nagbigay ng confidence sa'yo sa kusina.
Yeah. Parang kasi yun, with like helping her out sa mga pagluluto niya before, parang it was like my first step into the door sa sa culinary.
How old are you when you were doing that? When you were bonding with your lola over the kitchen?
Honestly, I forgot eh. I think I was really, really young. Mga 7?
Oh,
As early as that. Yeah.
So tambay ka rin ng kusina. Pero
Tambay talaga ako. Tagakain. Tagatikim.
Bata ako, sobrang taba ako, tambay ako kusina.
So yung medyo medyo parang I just felt the need to share this story.
Okay.
Kasi sobrang tambay ko sa kusina. Kasi I really love my lola's cooking eh. One time may nakita ko my lola was boiling this pot of parang may vegetables, may meat.
Okay.
Parang sabi ko po siya, parang sarap nito ah. So as a kid, like my childhood is a blur but I remember this clearly. And then I was like, mukhang masarap to. Tapos I was eating it. Sabi ko, lola, parang sarap nito ah. As in, inubos ko pa with kanin. Parang may kanin pa ako. Tapos nagulat, yung like my lola's face dropped. Parang sabi, pagkain yan ng aso. As in, yung mga pinagsama-samang mga leftover. Parang pinakuluan niya. And then I ended up eating it. So, parang ganun kalakas yung pagkatambay ko sa kusina talaga. Pati pagkain ng aso kinakain.
Ba't hindi ka kinagat ng aso? Ba't mo kinakatawan? Gagaling mo siya.
May rabies na eh.
Okay, that's nice. Okay. Wala naman ako sa ganung stage, pero okay.
Okay, sorry.
I'll take that. That's funny. So, what's the first dish you made?
First dish I've ever made was parang, like I said before, parang I remember... Parang my childhood was a bit of a blur, but I remember them in dishes that I've made. And one of them, like, the first dish I've ever made was sopas. So may macaroni, may carrots, ganun. Tapos, funny story kasi, yun nga, it came out, it's my first ever dish that I cooked. Like, I even asked help from like my mom how to make it. But then, yung kinalabasan niya, parang medyo watery siya.
Watery, okay.
So, what do you call that? I presented, like, we were talking about my lola kanina. I presented it to my lola. And she was like, okay, thank you, ganun. Tapos later on in the day, I found the sopas in the trash can. So, parang, and then my lola, when I saw it in the trash can, I was like, Lola, bakit mo tinapon yung sopas ko sa trash can? And then she was like, kasi parang may daga na pumasok, tapos nginat-ngat yung sopas, which, parang looking back now, I know that it's because medyo palpak yung sopas ko.
Yeah.
So, yun, like, that's you realize it later on, and I'm like, damn, all right, that was a lot for a little boy.
But at least, di ba,
Yeah.
from that sopas to creating something, like
Yeah.
your content, laki na ng improvement na nangyari, di ba?
Yeah, hopefully.
You said you worked in the kitchen for quite some
Yes.
time, and then after that, was that the time na nag-content ka agad?
No, kasi after I worked in the kitchen, one of my best friends, parang medyo nabudol ako. He invited me into real estate.
Real estate, okay.
So I went real estate for about 2 years after that. But then, parang at that time, like again, parang I felt na, parang hindi ako happy dito. Parang, like my passion talaga lies in food. So, I quit my job. And then I started applying again. Because I really wanted to get back into the food industry. So I started applying for mga different restaurants, mga different like restaurants that offer like mga tasting menus, ganon. Not without naming anyone, pero while waiting, I was like, why not try content creation? Because I mean, for me, it didn't matter what avenue I get back into into parang the food industry. I just really wanted to cook again. So luckily, parang yun, it took off.
Buti you had the courage to, accept na parang, okay, hindi ito para sa akin, and then just move on with it. Kasi there were some people they just stay in their jobs, and not pursue their passions and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Buti ikaw meron kang drive to really pursue it.
Yeah, kasi I guess kasi a big part of it was like my so for the viewers, I have a fiance, so getting married this year, and
Oh, congrats!
thank you.
Okay. So sa mga viewers natin na
for
tatanong
exclusive.
kung single or taken
Yes.
si Jujumao, so guys, he's gonna get
Thank you.
married this year.
Yes, I'm cuffed.
Yan, cuffed na siya,
this
wala
year.
na.
No, but then
Very
what do you call that yun? Parang kasi my fiance kasi was like telling me na, parang she talked me through it. She was just like, I don't care if you're jobless or something, as long as you're like trying to pursue what you want.
Nice.
Just go for it. So I was like, okay. And at that time, we were already engaged.
Okay.
I think. Oh, shit, I'm so dead.
So, Katanin to.
Yeah, pero
To both versions.
to both versions. Yeah, so take it with a grain of salt. Yung sabihin ko. Pero at that time, I think engaged na kami. And then medyo gipit ako sa pera pa nun. Kasi medyo may pagka-hopeless romantic ako. So even when I didn't have much, I proposed kagad. So I was like, paano ko kikita nito? Ganon.
Oh.
But then she was like, it's okay, just take your time. We can have a long engagement. Just as long as, what do you call that? You're actively trying to pursue something that you love instead of like a place that you're not happy in. Like, go lang. Like, she'll support me with that.
Very
And,
supportive girlfriend.
Yeah, super supportive.
I mean, fiancé na pala, so yeah, very
Yeah.
supportive. Now, let's talk about your content.
Yes.
You're one of the first content creators, I would say, sa TikTok na nag-boom, especially in the pandemic, in terms of food.
Yeah.
Kasi yung TikTok, when it was starting, it was literally dancing.
Yeah.
Girls dancing, people dancing, whatever, singing or whatever. Pero
Yeah.
food, isa ka sa mga nauna doon na medyo nag-boom.
Mm.
What's your secret to that? I mean, what's the secret recipe for it?
It's hard to pinpoint kasi for me, the way I saw it was like, actually marami ng mga content creators na nagbo-boom at that time, like kunya si Abby na just popped up and then very established na sila at that time. And then like I was thinking of like what format to use for my videos. And I guess I saw the need here sa Philippines kasi nagiging sikat na at that time sa Western countries or like basta ibang countries yung fast-paced content. And I noticed wala pa ganun sa Philippines. And it's the type of kasi medyo short yung attention span ko eh. So it's like the content that I personally enjoyed watching then. So I was like, why not try to make my own version of that here sa Philippines. So yun, medyo, I think kasi it felt like a niche then here. So I guess, although I wouldn't say there's any like secret sauce or whatever, but I guess it's more of like, I think I was able to fill a need at that time.
So what's your process of creating your content?
YouTube lang. YouTube lang din. Parang, a lot of them were like dishes that I like to cook for my family. Ganon, starting off. And then eventually when naubusan na ako ng ideas, just look online for inspiration. Or like, contests, kunyari, mag-iisip ako. Like one of the things that I do to think of the content that I'll do is I'll think, okay, anong country yung gusto ko puntahan?
Oh, ganda.
Yeah. And then I think, okay, I search ano yung food nila. So, mukhang masarap to ah. So, I'll try to research on how they do the recipe, watch like 10 videos, see what's like common in between them, and then try to make my own version of it. And then yun yung ipopost ko.
Your one video, gano'n siya katagal normally ginagawa? Kasi ito, honestly, pag iniisip ito, madaming tao iniisip nila madali mag-edit ng video.
Yeah.
Pag pinapanood nila, madali lang yung bilis lang niya ginawa. Pero para lang sa mga viewers or listeners natin na curious, gano'n mo katagal ginagawa ang isang video?
Well, I'd like to kickstart it by saying I've improved a bit, but nung nag-umpisa ako, kasi one-man team talaga ako before when I started, it would take me like the most time. Shoot pa lang to, wala pa tong editing.
Okay.
It's like more than 8 hours.
8 hours?
Just for like the shoot.
A single recipe?
Single recipe
Wow.
lang. And then editing kasi at that time, hindi pa masyadong maganda yung yung equipment ko.
Yes.
So, it would take me like at least a day just to edit like one short form video. Like, what you see on screen is like less than a minute. But that's a compilation of like 2 to 3 days of work.
Yeah.
Parang ganun.
Ganun talaga yung process no?
Yeah, medyo matrabaho siya. But recently, since I have my team behind me, like, I'm training them with, positioning, like, the camera, and with example, kunyari may concept kami that we want to, bring to life. May shot list na kami, ganun. Before kasi, puro, parang guerrilla shooting lang kami before. So, now that we have that, I think medyo napababa naman yung production time to, yung pinaka-konting hours namin is around 4 hours, average.
Per recipe yun?
Per recipe. Yeah.
So in a day, you're hitting what? 1 to 2 recipes?
One
recipe.
Yeah, kasi medyo, I think kasi with my format, medyo matrabaho siya ng konti. Kasi daming angles, daming transitions. So, like prep pa lang, and then, like yung pag-position ng shots, it takes quite some time.
Yeah. Nasumikat kasi sinasabi mo, oh baby, sa mga majority of the videos. Pero I guess napansin ko recently, parang hindi mo na masyado nagagamit or ginagamit. Yeah. Was it really intentional yung mga, sexy innuendos in your videos before? I think, parang
before, basta talaga. Basta talaga siya Hindi naman, parang for me, kasi medyo I try to hop on trends din. Before, parang kasi nung trend before, like you'd see other mga food content creators, they'd put in mga ibang green jokes, mga ganun.
Yes.
So, sumakay din ako. Pero recently kasi, like, if you notice from my past videos, I don't include that anymore. Yeah, kasi parang iba na yung parang iba na yung, like, yung what hits with the audience. So, I try to avoid na. Parang medyo gas-gas na rin siya.
Yeah.
So, I think that's why I don't, parang although I say like yung oh baby from time to time, parang I'm slowly trying to phase it out kasi I noticed like content creators need to reinvent themselves after a while, diba? Parang you can't keep doing the same thing. So I'm trying to transition into maybe a different catchphrase, maybe just a different format. So recently I've been doing a lot more mga voiceovers, ganun. So, I think it's my attempt at trying to parang reinvent myself ng konti. Like slowly, like through small increments lang.
Yeah. Kasi, go.
Bakit may mumu dun? Minsan may mumu.
May mumu.
Nabulto siya minsan sa mga may ilaw pa nga yung mata. Ano yung inspiration nila?
Yeah. No, kasi I saw this content creator. Kasi yun nga, like, I try to stay relevant to the trends. There's this content creator. Parang although cooking is not like his main thing, minsan may mga jump scare siya na ginagawa. And then, parang na-inspire ako dun. So, okay, like how, kasi nowadays, like very short yung attention span ng tao. So,
yun.
Parang I was like thinking of like different ways to make my videos more entertaining or to provide something that maybe parang when they see it, people will comment kagad. So parang naisip ko, like I'm a huge fan of like horror or yung mga just weird stuff in general. So naisip ko, okay, why not try doing that. So I did that for a while, pero now hindi na. So right now I'm trying to look for another thing na
Kasi
parang gimmick lang siya.
I mean yung trends right now, pag napapansin mo, grabe magbago, no? Weeks. It's not even months. Dati before years na parang okay, bago malaos ng isang bagay, abot na ilang taon.
Yeah.
Now it's literally weeks. So
That's true.
tama, ganda na sinabi mo na reinventing yourself as a content creator.
Yeah.
Alam mo, minsan talaga sa content, kailangan magul ng utak mo eh. Wala siyang ano eh. Hindi mo masasabing ano eh.
Walang tama o mali.
Walang tama o mali eh.
Huwag ka na
Yeah,
makaka-
tsaka sometimes that's true. Most important. Pero yun, parang you can never really tell what will hit with the audience. So, as outrageous even as outrageous of an idea as it is, try it.
As long as it's fun, no? Basta just make it fun.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of content creators are actually doing that. They're not trying to box themselves. Kasi before, parang nangyari, I think, a few years ago, kung notice natin, parang nagkakaroon ng taglines. Let's say, nauso yung parang, itong specific content creator, ito style niya, kailangan pag nirelease ganyan. Pero ngayon, parang napapansin ko, like, with you, reinventing yourself, madami rin content creators kung ano na ginagawa nila sa, nila,
Parang
sa content sila.
It's like, kunyari, like, one of my favorite content creators then si Albert Kincook.
Okay.
You're familiar with him, no?
Yeah.
Parang, before kasi he'd do like, parang fast-paced cooking din, parang dabog content din.
Oo.
And then, eventually, yung content niya ngayon is...
Dabog content. Gusto ko i-classify mo as dabog content din.
Ganon din, diba?
Okay.
So, parang recently, yung content niya nowadays is skits.
Skits, yeah.
Diba? Parang he was able to reinvent himself that way. So, sobrang galing talaga.
Sino yung naging inspiration mo dun? Sa dabog content, fast-paced, dabog content na nagwawala
Yeah,
ka?
medyo marami. Yeah, so like, just to give credit where credit is due. Kaya like, yung nakakolab ko before, like si Bayashi,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, Owen Han, Salt Hank, Albert Kincook, sino pa ba? Actually, medyo marami. Like, I try to observe like how a lot of content creators do their thing.
Mhm.
And I try to, find my own way on how to do it then. So I think yun, yeah, tama.
A combination of all of them. Parang
Yeah,
ganun.
combination, like just little bits and pieces, ganun.
Who's your favorite
Okay.
content creator that you've collabed with? Not just one, okay.
Well, I wouldn't say, like, full disclaimer, I love everyone that I've collabed with.
But if there was
Pero-
like, I would say top 3 at least. Yung parang, na-enjoy ko
three.
talaga ito, memorable.
Siguro,
parang ganun.
siguro like, not classifying them kasi I feel like baka
Okay.
unfair sa kanila.
Okay, sige,
But kasi
diba?
lahat sila, super bait naman. But I guess, more of like, I want to share it like as a story lang. One of the kindest people I've ever met was si Kenty Cook. Si Kenty from Japan.
Okay, yeah.
Kasi at that time, like, I remember it was my first trip to Japan with sina Abby, Kat, and Jean. And then, I was set to collab with him. But when I was on the way, kasi medyo, he lives, hindi naman far-flung province, but medyo may kalayuan siya from most of like yung mga sikat na prefectures.
Yeah.
So, on the way to his place, nagka-storm.
Okay.
So, most of like the train stations, subways, everything canceled. I was stranded siguro like 2 prefectures away
Okay.
from his place. And then I was panicking. I was like, okay, I'm gonna look for a hotel na here. You're supposed to meet at that day, but then wala. As in, canceled lahat. So I was like panicking. I was like, sorry, Candy, may bus ba? May kilala ka bang contact? Like I was messaging him. And then, biglang out of nowhere, like I was stranded in Maibara station. That's going, kasi he lives in Fukui, Japan. Biglang I receive a text from him. He goes like, I'm on the way to fetch you now. And
Wow.
and I'm telling you, parang kunyari the travel time is 2 hours, but that's 2 hours not because traffic or anything. It's the
Malayo
distance.
talaga, yeah.
Sobrang layo.
Yeah.
Imagine traveling from here all the way to
Tagaytay. Let's say Tagaytay.
even further pa. Kunyari, let's say further mga
Makati. Pag na-traffic ka, dalawang oras na rin. Pag na-traffic ka, 2 oras na rin yun.
Di parang siguro mga Marikina to Tagaytay.
Tagaytay, okay,
But
malayo.
times 2. Parang ganun.
Okay, malayo.
Ganun kalayo. And he drove all the way just to pick me up.
Wow.
I didn't even ask. I was like, no need to Alboca Hotel. Pero he went all the way there to pick me up in the middle of a storm in his car. And then he brought me back to his prefecture. And then nilibre pa niya ako ng food afterwards. So parang, those are the things that I'll never forget. Parang sobrang bait niya na tao.
Wow.
And yeah, he's a real guy.
That's a solid story. How do you get these collabs? Like, do you message them? Or for some reason, bigla na sila nag-message parang, oh, tara, let's collab here.
I reached out to them. Parang mostly, kasi without the, ganito sila kabait. Parang, medyo nahiya kasi ako to reach out for collaborations. So when I was gonna go to Japan, parang I messaged them na parang without the pretext na magko-collab kami, parang sabi ko lang sa kanila, can we just hang out? Like, I wanna meet you guys, ganun. Kasi we follow each other na eh.
No.
And then parang sila pa rin yung nag-offer. Like, they were like, okay, let's make a video together. So, I mean, that's how it happened.
For sure, napapansin nila to. Friends
Okay.
kayo ni Abby, Kat, and Jean.
Yes.
Saka kayong apat. Did you guys started together? Kasi parang, feeling ko lagi kayong magkasama.
Yeah.
Like, lagi kayong magkasama.
Yeah, parang sila yung core group ko sa food content creation.
So how did you guys start? Like, paano naging grupo yun? Kasi ito Kat and Jean is successful, you're successful, Abby is successful, so there must be something right na ginagawa kayo.
Hindi kami natutulog.
At okay.
Basically. Hindi, yun yung joke namin, kasi, parang what bonds you together? Kasi lahat kami night owls.
Oh, okay.
So, especially, may time talaga na, I think, almost 2 days kami hindi natulog just for a shoot.
Oh,
Ganon. And I think in general, every time we hang out with each other, parang minimum time na matutulog kami is like 4 a.m. Parang ganun kalalayo namin. But aside from that, parang kasi what happened before is I first talked to Abby kasi parang she reached out before when I was just starting. So nag-uusap na kami at that time. And then later on, nagka-event this one of the restaurants that was trying to get us for to help promote their space. Reached out to us. Tapos that's where I met Kath and Jean. So, nung una parang friends lang, ganun. And then, parang dinala kami. Nagkaroon ng event yung TikTok, Best of TikTok. Tapos sobrang konti lang kami. It was just me, Abby, Kath and Jean, and then andun ata sina Con Cruz, sina Chef Hazel.
Yeah, Chef Hazel.
Ganun. And then, parang ever since then, biglang, parang nag-click na lang kami. Yun. Tapos parang same vibes, ganun. And then since then, we've been doing a lot of stuff together. And just so I can share then to the audience, yung ninang at saka ninong ko for the wedding, one of them is Jean's parents.
Ah, talaga?
Yeah.
Nice.
So yun, parang ganun na
So basically, nabuo lang talaga yung friendship niyo because of food content.
Yes, food content lang talaga.
Oh, okay. Akala ko para kayong mga high school barkada, college friends na biglang nagsama-sama.
Parang gano'n lang yung vibe.
For you, bakit tingin mo nag-hit ka? Like, in your own
Nag-hit.
assessment. Bakit tingin mo nag-top off yung content mo?
I think it ties with yung what I said kanina na para I felt like I filled in a niche here sa Philippines dun sa fast-paced content. And I also think na, just to add to that, para medyo maiba naman, I think I offer something new din sa Filipino market. Parang, I think ilan lang kami that try to explore like yung mga very obscure na mga dishes from other countries, diba? Parang ganun. So I think that's why medyo, iba yung reception ko rin.
Do you think there's a market for it? Ng mga, yung kumbaga, not exotic, but other cuisines in the sphere? Tingin mo ba yung interest ng Pinoy meron din doon?
I think so kasi may nakausap ako before. So, just Maggie. So, I'm working around with Maggie. And one of the people sa Maggie said na they did like a survey of even like kunyari lower income households, ganun. So, when you interview them about like the dishes that they wanna try, ganun, magulot ka na lang, sasabihin nila, beef Wellington.
Oh.
So, parang papunta na rin dun yung trend gets?
Yes.
So, even like Filipinos from all walks of life, parang may exposure na sila from either YouTube kasi everything's getting interconnected. So feeling ko papunta na dun. Although now feeling ko it's in its infant stages. But then eventually like you see how in just like a few years ago nag-hit yung Korean cuisine.
Yeah.
When before like when I was still young, people didn't usually patronize like Korean cuisine or Japanese cuisine. But now it's becoming a trend, diba?
A norm.
A norm, diba?
Yeah.
Parang norm, samgyup, ganun, diba? So, eventually feeling ko mag-branch out pa yan. So, it's just more of like positioning yourself to, well, for me, positioning myself to try to expose then newer cuisines na baka, just to give exposure then at the same time pique the interest of yung mga Filipinos with different, something new.
Which cuisine would you like to explore more in your content?
Explore more.
Yeah. Kasi nakikita ko, madami nag-jump ka na. Dami na. Different
For me,
cuisines.
Vietnamese cuisine.
Vietnamese, nice.
Yeah. Super love Vietnamese cuisine. Kasi, I recently came from a Vietnam trip.
Okay.
And sobrang sarap ng pagkain nila. Very fresh.
Yeah.
Very vibrant yung flavors nila. And I think hindi pa siya I mean, Filipinos know like banh mi, tsaka pho.
Yeah.
But there are so many other dishes na feeling ko, if it's just marketed the right way, papatok siya talaga dito.
Totoo.
Yeah.
So, sa mga viewers natin, kasama naman natin ngayon yung buong team ni Jujumao. So, let's highlight them and get to know them more. So, we have here Matt and Iggy. So, hi. Hi, guys.
Hello. Hi, ma'am.
Hi. Introduce yourselves.
Iggy. Matt.
Ito na yung dream natin na magka-podcast.
Cancelled.
Mag-introduce lang kayo dyan. Ano ginagawa for the team? So, ano yung, kumbaga yung, di naman designation eh. Would you say designation, position, or, yeah, I'm saying position in the team. Responsibilities in the team, yeah.
Matt, you want to start?
Hi, I'm Matt. Ako yung Jordan Shlansky. Kung gets niyo yun.
Hello.
Niche reference.
Iggy, ako yung producer.
Matt, para lang mas clear tayo. So, you're basically the one handling scheduling.
Scheduling, tapos...
What else?
Usually daily tasks, mga admin tasks. Or kung ano kailangan for the day, remind ko lang sila.
Okay.
Kanina sabi
like,
ko,
kunyari,
may meeting tayo, 11, tapos may podcast tayo.
I was like, saan yung venue ulit?
Yeah,
So, siya yung
yeah,
tinatanong ko.
Tapos sa shoots, ako si Ralph. Basically, ako.
Audio.
Literally, nakikinig ako ng audio, tapos sasabihin ko, isa pa nga.
Isa pa. Tapos minsan, kunyari, napalakas yung bagsak ko. Makikita mo lang si Matt, tatanggalin niya yung
Medyo nabibingin na ako.
Okay. And then, ikaw naman, Iggy. It's more of...
More of like planning and research, I guess. So mostly just the shot list and like helping out
So
sa
kung
shoots.
pumapangit na yung ideas, medyo.
No.
So, siya pala yun. So, mga listeners and viewers. Hindi si Juju may kasi. Ako pangit niya.
So, pero parang at the end of the day, parang I still have the final say pa naman, like what will execute. It's just more of like parang helping hand.
Marami ka naman shoot down agad eh. Hindi.
Hindi pa ako sayan.
Buti di mo sinasabi sa ikaw na kaya gawa.
So good. Parang, usually parang helping hand lang just to bring the concept to life. Parang,
Yeah. I really want to ask this as a team, not just for Juju, but what are your challenges with your content? Kayo, ano yung mga na-face yung challenge as a team when you're creating your content?
Well, I guess for us kasi, I guess it's time management din. Kasi we have a lot of plans in store, but at the same time, parang we end up always moving things around. Kasi we're like, okay, hindi pala kaya within this week, ganon. I think that's one of the biggest things that we're working on now, yung time management talaga namin. Kasi, kunyari, medyo ambisyoso ako. So I want, kunyari, magka-pop-up kami within like 2 weeks, ganun. Tapos when you look at it realistically, medyo kailangan parang more effort to plan behind things.
Yeah.
So ganun. I mean, we're figuring things out.
Time management. What about for you guys? As a producer?
Bad guests sa house.
Yung dito din alam mo
What do you mean bad guess?
No. I'm kidding. I'll cut it out.
sabihin mo na.
No. Some people kasi go to the house,
Hater.
make a lot of noise, you know. Actually, like biggest problem right now, the neighbors, I guess.
Yeah.
Since we have to shoot at night because
May construction sa
Oh, okay.
and we're not very sound blocked against it, so medyo it digs into our time.
Yeah. So as in, usually, kunyari, an airplane passes by, may construction, tigan kami nun. As in, stop shooting, tapos
Stop everything.
minsan napapahaba yung shoot namin.
Yeah, heavy rains.
Rainy season,
Yeah.
it's been difficult.
Ako yung taga-schedule eh.
Yeah.
So, ang dami namumove.
Bawal mo sabihin BIR.
Cut.
Hindi kami nag-tax evasion.
Then yun, I think it's a good problem to have. Like,
We just have a lot
ambitious
going
nga na
on.
kami na madami kaming projects. But yun, I mean, syempre kung may brand na lalapit na, kaya nyo bang gawin to? Tapos magbabayad, syempre gagawin namin. So yun, move around.
Kasi minsan mismo, sumisingit out of nowhere, ganun. So you have to readjust again, which is, it's a good
It's a good problem.
Good problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's more of like, especially like we want to do a lot of mga passion projects, ganun. And minsan na-delay siya.
For you two, ano yung pinaka-favorite recipe nyo na ginawa ni Juju?
Oh,
easy.
Okay, go.
Soft shell crab sopa.
So,
Sometimes.
I love sopa noodles.
you wanna.
Yung pinaka-surprising na yung hotdog.
Ano hotdog? What hotdog?
Hotdog.
Yung tender juicy with
Juicy na shawarma.
Shawarma.
Sorry,
Sarap nun.
we can't call it shawarma because we're gonna get hate.
Yeah,
So,
but Pinoy style shawarma.
Pinoy style shawarma.
Yeah. So parang parang alam mo yung Turks, ganun na style. So may cheese tsaka garlic sauce yung hotdog.
yeah.
Kasi ito sa sponsored post ba yun na Tender Juicy. Tapos when we tried it, kasi lahat kami nagulat, patang sarap nito. Parang,
Baka pagod lang kami. Pati ko to.
When we shot that, parang second bite ni Jury, biglang he looks to me, he's like, holy shit. Oh my God. I was like, hot talaga.
so legit yun, hindi ako nag-aano.
So solid talaga.
Solid talaga siya.
So yan, at least alam natin na meron. Kasi minsan mahirap eh. Pag gumagawa ka, tapos wala nakakatikim ng ibang tao, iniisip kasi na, baka hindi masarap yan, baka sila lang gumawa.
Yeah.
Pero at least here, di ba, merong magsasabi na masarap talaga yung mga recipes na yun.
You wanna mention something else aside from the hot dogs?
Your favorite?
Ako yung steak.
Steak.
Sorry, may favorite ako doon sa...
Steak.
So, hindi siya part ng team! Hindi siya part ng team! Pero favorite na
Sarap yung steak.
Sa akin kasi given na yung steak. Masarap na yung mga steak pero given na yung... Actually ngayon, minsan medyo late na yung mga upload pag tinatanong ako, masarap ba yun? Actually, hindi ko na maalala. Kailan ba namin sinut yun? Mga 2 months ago.
Next naman is, ano yung masasabi yung hindi talaga nagustuhan na niluto niya so far?
Yung unripe banana sa
Actually, hindi ko na pa-post yun. Pero yan, hindi na hindi kasi funny story behind that. Kasi may puno kami ng saging sa likod.
Okay.
And then tumubo siya ng like saba ata yun or saging, I wouldn't know, it was raw. So kala namin, parang I wanted to do a shoot na parang simple lang, ganun. Parang minatamis na saba. And then, nung pinutol ko yung
Binidyo ko pa namin.
umakit ako. Kasi nabali pa nga yung yung puno ng saging because of that. Pero we found out na parang hilaw siya.
Hilaw, yeah.
And then when I cooked it, as in, it does not look appealing at all. As in, medyo parang powdery siya na ewa na But, I mean, it tasted good pa rin. It didn't taste bad. I mean, maybe it's because of... Yeah, maybe it's because of
Napadala namin sa ER to.
So, not because of that. Not
Ganun
because of
kasamaan
that. Yeah. Separate, self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Ikaw naman?
Hindi yun ako mapili eh.
Yeah. So your least favorite among...
Least favorite.
I mean, they were all edible naman. So.
Thanks. Thanks.
No, it's not us anymore.
No, they were all good naman, not the baseline. Siguro yung tansuyok lang, I guess. A bit harder, but it was still good. It was still really good.
As a team, guys, what's your most memorable maybe collab or event that you guys went to? Tsaka bakit siya naging memorable para sa inyo?
Baka yung hindi naman collab pero minention lang namin sa Maggie, nag-meeting kami. Minention lang namin si Ikoy. Yung next meeting, hinare na nila.
Kinuha na nila si Ikoy.
So,
Ay, talaga?
15% pala Ikoy.
Naging talent manager ako bigla eh.
Sama nyo kami. Sama nyo naman kami. Next time, bagitin nyo kami. Ano kami kalilimutan.
For me, not because, siguro memorable in a way na, okay, bit of a background. If there's one thing na I really suck at, it's making desserts.
Okay.
So, we had a shoot before for, parang, what do you call that? Parang, mango sago, ganun. And then, grabe, it was one of our longest shoots. As in, simple shake lang siya.
Yeah.
For some reason, parang, I don't know why, may sumpa talaga yung dessert sa akin. As in, yung simple na mango shake na yun, parang it took us like more than 6 hours. And then, ang daming like, everything that could go wrong went wrong. Like, si Iggy, he slipped on oil and dog paste. Yung mga ganun. Yung mga ganun na type. Kasi ang dami.
So, malas lang talaga.
Malas lang talaga. May something talaga. Every time I make desserts, something bad happens.
Ayaw
I don't know.
mag-translucent ng sago. We were like...
Nakailang pack na kami ng sago. Hindi namin maluto ng maayos. Ganun. Ganun na time. So I think for me, that's my most memorable one. Kasi it's like...
Any dessert?
Yeah, it just boggles my mind why, for some reason, it's such a big like step for us. Like parang
Yeah.
hurdle pala, sorry.
What about for you guys?
I mean, I guess yung most memorable for me, we had the 12-hour shoot.
Wow.
Yeah. But also it's memorable because like it was probably the most high level I've ever seen jury operate.
Oh.
Like if you saw the dishes on screen, you're like, wow, that looks crazy. Like he made well, I can't say it.
That's why you can say it. I mean,
we made Kinilaw 3 ways. So
okay.
it's a long form video that's yet to be posted.
yeah, you get to be
Okay.
posted.
Look.
So when we were doing it, we were like, wow, this is really fun.
Yeah,
It
and
was
I
a
think-
fun 12 hours.
Yeah,
but
like all of us
tiring.
were like in sync talaga. It super pagod na kami by the end of the day, but then I was just like noticing like how we were all working.
Yeah.
Parang it was just like, okay, next scene, ganito,
Yeah.
chop. It wasn't 12 hours kasi may mga delays. It was more of like, ang dami ng shots
Dami
talaga.
shots,
The shot list was
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck this.
Madami.
So
Yeah,
long,
marami
so...
talaga.
Actually,
Nice.
may naalala ko, yung shoot natin si Hendo. First time, first time mag-shoot kami ng iba, hindi siya.
Yeah.
Tapos siya yung nag-direct, kami same lang.
Yeah.
Tapos first time, like, na-feel namin na, shit, legit kami na production
Yeah.
company.
If we want to shoot someone, we can do it.
Ine-edit pa ni Iggy pero.
Alam mo, natutuwa ako sa dynamics kasi friends kayo. And normally
Yeah.
when you start a business, sabi nila, don't start with friends.
Yeah.
Diba? Because it's gonna be bad. Sabi nila, or hindi kayo magkakasundo. So, what would be your advice, to some people starting maybe their own company, their own production, their own content? Nag-start sila with friends. Kasi yung dynamics yung okay eh. So, what would be your advice to them?
Don't do it.
Same.
Ito din naman. I guess naman parang I guess we're not that I wouldn't say I'm qualified enough to give advice kasi we're still figuring things out pa naman. I think we've experienced a few hurdles along the way, especially with our work dynamic together. But I think it's just kasi parang as cliche as it sounds, like open communication. Kasi I remember parang there was this week na parang I felt like our parang our dynamic as a team was a bit off. So parang just like purely like walang personalan.
Yeah.
Like you just have to have people na parang open to that kind. So like I sat all of them down. We talked to each other like what needs to be improved, what we can do, ganun. So yun nga, just open communication and dapat hindi masyadong ma-pride yung
Yeah.
kasama. At the end of the day, you're a bunch of people, like lalo na if you're friends, you're trying to figure things out together.
Yeah.
So there has to be some sort of level of patience and at the same time, kailangan more of align kayo sa goals ninyo, like what you wanna achieve and yun nga, like just a lot of check-ins basically.
10 years from now, where do you guys see the brand going? Kasi
Kasi dito na kami mag-retire.
Kasi like, yung joke nila is what do you call that? Dito, this is the company that they'll die in. We'll all die here.
Baka cameo sa The Flash.
Doppelganger is let's go. Sa alternate universe. Alternate universe 69. No?
Or baka like mag-shake, rattle, and roll kami. Shout out, please get
Pwede
us.
naman, pwede
So
naman.
incorporated na pala.
Yes.
Full time na talaga.
Full time na talaga.
Legit na mga, legit kami.
Partners na.
These scammers, no?
Piso shareholders.
These are shareholders.
I mean, do you wanna share like yung overtime you wanna step
Yeah,
down?
parang for me kasi I'm heavily inspired din by yung isa pa kong boss. So I do have a big boss, si Erwan. So what he does is kasi what do you call that? Parang he wants to step down eventually and well, I think that's what he's doing now. Parang it's mostly like his people na humaharap na sa camera and does most of the content. Sometimes he shows up, ganun. But parang I want to make it parang medyo sustainable na parang eventually hindi na ako yung pangharap na talent. And parang for us also like content creation, we know naman it's not forever. As much as we'd love it to be forever kasi passion ko naman to. Like I'd never stop making content until the day that I die. But in terms of relevancy, can never predict it.
Yeah.
So we're trying to do a lot of things now that are beyond content creation. So we wanna recently like I invested in like a restaurant that's coming here to Manila to get experience so I can put up my own restaurant eventually. So yung mga just small things like that, slowly inching away na parang to different mga business ideas. Just so, we have something more to do. Kasi eventually, like, they'll be managing other stuff then, not just, like, content creation.
Like you said, you really want to have your own food business someday.
Yes.
So that's really the
dream,
goal.
yeah.
That's the dream of basically
Yeah.
Jujumao 10 years as a team. Not just
Yes.
Jujumao as a person, but Jujumao as a team.
Yeah, but more of like I've always wanted to have like a franchise.
Okay, so Iggy and Matt, thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks so much for joining us. At least na-highlight namin kayo ng konti. Hopefully, next time, mas ma-highlight pa namin kayo on other collabs. Have you ever thought of them being in the video din? Sa,
Yeah, actually, first step is
Speaking of that.
for the first long form video that I'll post, may cameo si
Yeah, but then I was the one who commented, it was like, take me out.
Okay, so sige.
Who knows? Maybe in the future we'll have like a
Actually,
podcast.
yung multos na tinanong nyo kanina, si Iggy.
Ikaw, meron ka rin.
Oh yeah, actually, may
Lahat kami.
So hopefully, pag nagkaroon kayo ng podcast, ma-invite nyo ako. Invite nyo kami. Actually, ako na kami. Invite nyo kami.
For sure. Yeah.
So yeah, so Matt and Iggy, thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Inka Bagnaya.
I'm Abby Marquez.
Hi, this is Julie.
Hi, this is Raver.
I'm Radson Flores.
Hi, I'm Makoy Dubs, and this is 8 List Slam Book.
8 List Slam Book.
8 List Slam Book.
8 List Slam Book.
8 Lists Slam Book.
Get to know more about your favorite celebrities and personalities. Head on to 8list.ph YouTube channel and tune in to Slambook. We could actually say, Jujumao, that you've been successful. I mean, TikTok awardee, part of the TikTok awards and everything. Multi-million, I would say, multi-million views on TikTok, Instagram, and all other platforms. So, what would be your advice, to upcoming food content creators na gustong maabot yung narating mo?
Yeah. For me, it's just parang, kasi when I started this, it was purely parang just taking a risk and just pursuing what you love. Feeling ko kasi like a lot of people right now, like the trend is going to more like authentic kind of content, very like unfiltered, just people of personality and stuff. Like although sa videos ko, parang hindi ako masyadong personable.
Yeah.
Like I've been trying, but I think people just really love seeing people do what they love.
Okay.
Gets parang ganun. And for me, if they want to get there, parang make it, parang I guess don't come into it thinking na parang kasi it might ruin you na parang okay, kailangan viral yung mga videos ko. Ganun. It's a good push, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, just always start kasi parang people can see sincerity din eh. Like I think although sa akin kunyari when I started, I didn't do a lot of talking pa at that time, but I think I'd like to think na people saw the sincerity in what I do na parang I really love cooking. Like I'm a guy who really loves parang exploring new dishes, trying to show something new. So parang hopefully yun yung na-pick up nila from that. And yun, just for me also, watch a lot of TikTok, watch a lot of YouTube, watch a lot of Facebook. Expose yourself talaga.
Through the contents.
Through the contents, yeah.
To have inspiration then.
For inspiration, tama.
Alright, that's great. That's a quotable quote from Jujumao. Last question pala. Any brand collabs na kailangan namin malaman na pwede mo nang i-plug?
Brand collabs.
Or brand collabs or any partnerships?
I guess, yeah, stay tuned for me because I have like a long-term partnership right now with Maggie. So, Team Yellow for life. So, so stay tuned for kasi maraming mga upcoming collabs with like really parang I would say respectable people in the industry.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them, Erwan, shout out. So, yun. Just stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so watch out for that. Maggie!
Yeah,
Kung may
Maggie.
kakalimutan invite. Sumay ka sumama.
Yeah, shout out Miggy, shout out Rain.
So now let's move on to Bite Save Pass.
Bite Save Pass.
Okay, let's start first with an easy one. Chicken inasal, chicken satay, peri-peri chicken.
Bite chicken in asal. Save peri-peri. Pass satay. But just so you know, I love them all.
Okay.
Yeah, pero yeah.
But out of those three choices.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Bite
nice.
inasal, only rice, chicken oil.
Panalo.
Yes.
Korean, Japanese, Vietnamese food.
That's hard.
Japanese food.
ang hirap. Wait. Okay, bite Japanese food,
Okay.
definitely. as of now, I'd say Vietnamese food.
Okay.
Yeah, kasi very I fell in love a lot with Vietnamese food recently. So ganun yung mood ko ngayon.
And then, pass on Korean.
Pass Korean.
Okay, pass on Korean.
Sorry.
Okay, sige. Okay. I think dumaan na yung Korean Food Express. Diba? Train ng Korean Food Express trend, tapos na.
Sorry.
Move to the next one.
Sorry, BTS.
Kakanin, cakes, or ice cream?
Oh, bite ice cream. Save kakanin. Pass. Ano yung isa?
Cakes.
Cakes, yeah.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Kaya pa hindi ka nag-cake kanina.
Easy. Kakanin for pichi-pichi.
Pichi-pichi.
With cheese.
Speaking of pichi-pichi, ito na yung next. Okay. Espasol, pichi-pichi, or biko?
Bigo. Okay, it's easy. Espasol, bite espasol. Save pichi-pichi. Pass bigo.
Okay. Kasi binight mo dun sa isang content dun eh. Espasol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Espasol sa favorite kakanin.
Rice, bread, or pasta?
Bite rice. Save bread. Pass pasta. Pass pasta.
Pass pasta. Now, cuisine that you'd like to explore more. Indian, Nigerian, or Middle Eastern cuisine?
I guess kasi sige, I'll bite Indian food. Favorite of all time. And then, save Middle Eastern. And then pass Nigerian for now because I don't think I'm familiar enough with it.
Sing, dance, or act?
Bite, sing, save, dance. Save, act. Dance, kill. Ay, kill. Sorry, pass pala.
So, ibig sabihin kung magta-transition ka ng ibang content, you'd rather sing?
Yes. I do not dance.
You don't dance at all?
I cannot dance.
So, sasama mo ng singing?
Hindi naman.
Makakadama?
Mas may potential yung singing kesa sa iba.
Adobo, sisig, sinigang?
Bite sinigang, save adobo, pass sisig.
Pass sisig.
Yeah, interesting. I love sisig pero surprisingly it's one of my lesser favorite food.
Talaga? Okay.
Yeah, for some reason. I don't know.
Okay, that's nice. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, solid. Okay, that's it for us here
Yes.
on Grab a Bite. Thank you so much, Jujumao. I hope you
Yes.
enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, super enjoyed talaga. Thank you for having me, Gio.
Sobrang solid
It's
nitong
the best.
interview.
Ang dami namin, hopefully, most of it will make it to the final cut.
Actually.
Sana. 3 minutes nga lang.
Sana. Yung intro lang yung pumasa. Isang intro, tapos isang bite save pa sa babay na. Grabe, pero ang saya. Na-enjoy ko to and hopefully, our viewers and listeners got to meet you, get to know you more and also your team, Fun ng team nila, guys. So, I'm looking forward na sana sa mga videos nyo, ma-incorporate nyo pa sila.
Say hi, bye. Bye.
Bye.
Yan, so yan guys. Don't forget Matt and EG.
Yes.
So yun. Ano mo lagi pa na dito? EG or EG?
No, you pronounce it right.
I pronounce it right now.
Whatever.
Kailan patapos na? Kailan patapos na siya sabing EG? Kanya ba akong EG ng EG?
No, I call him Iggy.
So EG.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much guys for joining us. And I really enjoyed this episode, Natuwa ako dito.
Yeah, good.
Hopefully na-enjoy na nga rin siya. And sana magkaroon pa tayo ng madaming episodes na ito. Either here in the kitchen, either here in the podcast, or in the kitchen, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to it. First ever podcast. So,
talaga?
success. Yeah, first ever podcast. Yeah.
Hopefully, pag nagka-podcast kayo, invited din kami.
Yeah, for sure. Pero medyo delikado.
Okay lang.
Delikado. Just so you know.
Ako, G ako sa mga ganyan topics. G ako sa mga ganyan topics.
May NDA na kailangan.
Pwede ba yung mag-podcast sa'yo pero naka-mask ka?
May parang yung mga drug lord na may naka-blur tapos may voice changer.
Sakto Japanese ako, pwede nyo ako sensor. Sakto, sensorable ako, pwede nyo ako sensor. But anyway, Jujumao here. You could actually plug in all your social medias and everything. Or kung meron ka mga prior events na...
Okay, yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys have time, it would be awesome if you could follow me on my socials. So it's Jujumao Eats on Instagram, Jujumao on TikTok, and Jujumao on Facebook, and Jujumao also on YouTube Shorts. So stay tuned because I will be releasing a lot of long-form content soon. And stay tuned, I guess, for my future franchise restaurant. I don't know. Whatever might pop up in the near future. So yeah. Thanks, guys.
Alright, so that's it for us and Grab a Bite. We'll see you again on our next episode, guys. Thank you so much. And, have fun. Enjoy. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ito na, outro na. Basta If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to follow all our socials at BiteSized.ph para updated kayo sa new episodes namin. See you in the next episode, foodies. Bye!